Hello friends, in the last video we have learned how to install and run n8n on your local machine. Today we are diving deep into n8n and we will try to build a simple bulk emailer automation which will be sending outbound emails for your business without any human effort. So let's jump into the video. So the first step you have to do is you have to create a database directory for your leads. In my case, I have already created it using Google Sheets. Let's start by adding a new Google Sheet node. So we'll select there, and here we have some triggers. Where a new row is added or a existing row is updated, this workflow will be executed. So let's select this, and the first step you have to do in the Google Sheets trigger is you have to set up your credentials. So I have set up a bunch of credentials earlier, but you can also set your credentials by clicking to a new credential and by heading towards this Google Cloud Console. If you haven't signed up on this, first you have to sign up on the Google Cloud Console. Once you have signed up, you will see a similar interface like this, and it will list all of your projects over here. If you don't have any project recently, you can always create a new project from here, as I have created a project earlier, so I will be going with that. In the quick access panel, you will select this API and services button. It will take you to this page where you can simply search for Google Sheets. As we got this Google Sheets API, we will simply click this, and when you are first time enabling this, you will get enable button instead of manage button, but I have enabled this API, so I'm getting this manage button. As I click the manage button, it took me to this page where I can simply go to credentials and do a few configurations. So let's create a new credential, and it's a OAuth client ID, and simply we will select the application type. In our case, our application type is web, and we will update this redirect URI so you can sign up and authorize this credential. So we'll come to n8n and we will copy this OAuth redirect URL and simply paste it over here. And we will create this. This will show up our client ID and client secret, which you can simply copy and paste on your n8n code. As I have copied my client ID, I have copied my client secret, and simply I will click to sign in with Google, and it will open a pop-up. So make sure you sign in with the same account you have signed in on Google Cloud Console. So I will use this account over here. Once it is done, I will allow some of the permissions so it can access my Google Sheets and data. Once it is done, account is connecting, so no issues. Now we have our Google Sheets credentials all set up. We will select from which sheet we have to pull the data. So in this case, I have created this sheet earlier. It's GPD leads, and we will select sheet 1 from that. And now we have the operation on which operation this workflow has to be executed. So we had already set this up as row edit or updated. And let's fetch. Now the Google Sheets node is able to pull up all the data from Excel sheet to a list, which we can use later to perform different operations. So as we have the Excel sheet data right now, we will simply create an if condition and see if the email of the person, and set this to exist. Okay, if email exists, this workflow will be continuing. And we will add another condition for a column I have set earlier, the column named as email status. This is just to keep the track to whom the email is sent, and if it is empty, then you will be going to execute this workflow. Okay, as you can see, we have all the records where we have email status as empty and email has some value. So let me add a for loop here, so we can iterate over each item in the list, and we will set the badge size to 1. So when I execute this, you will get the first element of the list in this node. So as you can see, we have it over here, in this for loop section, you will add what operation you want to be performed on that item you have fetched from the Google Sheets. So for my case, I will be using Gmail to send emails, and I will search for send email. Yes, a send message. Once we have added this node here, we will similarly set up the credential, and you can do it same way as you did for Google Sheets. For that, you simply have to go to API and services, and instead of Google Sheets, you can search for Gmail. And it has the same process that like you did for Google Sheets. You will set the redirect URL and you will paste the client ID and client secret here. Once your Gmail account credentials are set, you are ready to send bulk emails. So I will simply just drag the email over here, and let's say the subject is hello, and we will drop the person name over here. So we are done with the receiver details, the subject of the email, and now we have the email type. We can select both. We can use HTML or simple text. For this demo, we will be using simple text, and I will write here hi, again the lead name. This is a team. I can assist you in XYZ. Okay, and once we execute this, as you can see that the email is sent to this email address. So now you have an idea that how a single email is being sent on n8n. You will simply execute this workflow and it will fetch all the records from Google Sheets, and by iterating over it one by one, it will send email. Let me just check if I have received the email or not. So we'll simply head over to Gmail. As you can see, I have received this email over here, and this email was sent automatically using n8n. Thank you so much for watching. As you can see how simple it was to set up your bulk emailer using n8n. If you want to learn more about no-code automations, make sure you stay connected. Thank you.